my friends of CPN5, my favorite television station in Greater Portland. My name is Roger Burle, and I am host of today's Community Kitchen Show. And I have the delightful smelling honor, due to the aromas that I'm taking in, of hosting two cousins, John Nale and Rob Baldacci.
Thank you.
The Baldacci name may be familiar to those of you, the memory over 2 years. Rob's brother was governor of our great state, and John is his cousin. And I had expected when this show was given birth by the marketing director of the station that this would be an Italian meal, because I heard nothing but Mama Baldacci, Mama Baldacci. And guess what? These guys show up with a Lebanese recipe, and not just one, 4 Lebanese recipes.
That's correct.
And I'd like to know why Lebanese recipes today. So this is John, and this is Rob.
Yeah, thank you,
And
Roger.
you're not bald like the other guy we're used to.
My younger brother, John.
Yeah. So tell me the genesis of all of this, and how you got to be cooking Lebanese food in the
I'm
great
going to
state of
defer to
Maine.
my cousin, my older cousin.
Well, the Lebanese food and the Lebanese heritage comes from his mother's side and my mother's side. Our mothers are sisters, so we learned how to cook from our mothers and his grandmother, of course, his sittu, as we call grandmothers in Lebanese, sittu.
What's that word?
Sittu.
Sittu.
Okay. and that
Jiddu
name-
is grandfather, Sittu is grandmother.
Oh, great.
But you're right, though, on the Baldacci side, with the Italian name of Baldacci, and him being tall, dark, and handsome, you just automatically assume Italian. You know what I mean?
But it's
it's-
half Lebanese. My mother's Lebanese, my
Okay.
dad was Italian. Very proud of our heritage. And John is half Irish
Yes.
and half Lebanese.
Whoa, this is a wild nighter of some sort, I guess.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Rob, you live in Portland. John, you live in Waterville.
Yes.
Is that right? But that's where this all started for the
Yeah,
family.
talk a little bit about the
Right.
heritage of the Lebanese community coming to Maine, really.
Right.
There's a guy that people might recognize his name, George Mitchell, is
Right.
actually not only a neighbor, but
Member of the family
Member
as
of the
well.
family.
He's our cousin as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
George's mother and our grandmother were sisters.
Ah.
So our Lebanese heritage came to Waterville in about 1910, when they were forced to leave Lebanon because the Turks at the time, as part of the Ottoman Empire, were forcing the Lebanese Maronites to either fight in the armies that they were organizing, to give up our religion, and then, of course, at that time, the Ottoman Empire was on decline.
Yep, right.
So looking for a better place for themselves and the family, they heard about the textile mills in Waterville. So, of course, coming over, they landed at Ellis Island. And then from Ellis Island, a number of them stayed in New York City. Others went over to the other great textile cities of the time, Fall River, Worcester, Lawrence,
Lynn,
Worcester, Lynn.
Lowell, yeah.
Yep.
And then about 25 or 30 families came up into the Waterville area and settled in the Header Falls area. And that's an area that's right on the river and close to the mills. And then from there, we built our church and our school. I went to the Lebanese school for 8 years, Lebanese Maronite school for 8 years.
Which is a Catholic tradition.
Yes, which is a Catholic tradition, right. As a matter of fact, in the earliest times, like in 400 AD, our ancestors were following a monk by the name of Maron. So we became Maronites, and he became our patron saint. And at that time, over in that area, people were known by their culture, by their religion, by their language. So we were known as Lebanese Maronites. And then at some point in time, forced to leave the area that is now Syria over into the mountains of Lebanon, a very mountainous region. We located there for protection.
I love bringing in this cultural diversity around food. The last show that we put on was done by Monica Abbott, who is a Jamaican lady.
Yep.
And she cooked a whole red snapper right from scratch.
Really?
And it was absolutely a wonderful show. And it is available online if you go to the CTN5 website. All right, let's get moving with this. I can't stand to be around food without eating it.
Cousin, why don't you talk a little bit about what we're preparing today? And these are foods that we had growing up as kids that we continue to make today.
That our mothers made in the kitchen. And it's taking two of us to do what the one mother would do. Hopefully we can make it come out as good.
And you wouldn't know what you're doing if you couldn't read the instructions.
Right, you
on
get
the
the
right.
instructions
These are,
here, and then of course we have the Lebanese cookbook, which is the Lebanese cookbook Bible, so to speak.
That your mother helped to put together.
That's right. That
God
my
rest
mother
her
helped
soul.
to put together, and it's available through our church, St. Joseph Maronite Church. So these recipes come from our mothers, but also from that Lebanese recipe book. And we're going to do 4 dishes. We're going to do kibbe by saniya, which is cooked kibbe, as opposed to raw kibbe, kibbe naive. But we're going to do the cooked kibbe today. And then we're going to do a hummus. And then we're going to do a za'atar. And then we're going to do a Lebanese salad, tabbouleh.
And it's all great food for you, very healthy.
All
right, let's get started.
All
Okay,
right.
so we started with the kibbe by saniya, the cooked kibbe. And cousin, why don't you talk about what was in the hashwi? This is the stuffing.
Yeah, this is the stuffing for the kibbe, and what we had 85% ground beef. We had pine nuts, onions, and we mixed in some cinnamon and allspice. So, this becomes the binder between the layers of kibbe
Right, between the layers of kibbe.
that we will bake.
Hashwi is the Arabic word for stuffing.
All right.
So that's in there, and then what we need to do here is we need to take, this is cracked bulgur wheat, number 2. It's the coarse kind, and we came in a little earlier, and we soaked it. Now this has been soaking now for about a half an hour, and you can see that you need to soak it in order to make it soft.
Is it just water?
Yes, soak it in
just
water,
soaking in
Roger.
water. So the number 2 is coarse. We're going to use that for the kibbe, but we also have here number 1, which is a finer cracked wheat, smeed as we call it, and we're going to use that with the tabbouleh. So the cracked wheat needs to be mixed with the Hamburg, and what you do with that is you drain it in your hands. And our
It's a
hands
hands-on job.
Yes, it is.
all
You want to do that?
all
And I
washed
can-
before we got there. Yeah, okay.
Hands are clean.
Okay, yeah, okay. And then you're going to take an onion, a pureed onion, cousin, behind you,
Yep.
and you're going to mix that in.
So now, Rob, you have your own show on Channel 5.
Yes. Again,
Baldacci on Business.
Community television has been great. We have had a show over the past year called Baldacci on Business, where we're trying to help young budding entrepreneurs and people who are looking for a career change, to buy a business or start a business. So it's been a learning experience for me, Roger. It really has.
Well, I've watched your show several times.
Yeah,
I think you do a great
Thank
job.
you.
You have a
Thank you.
nice touch with the people. I'll
Thank
try
you.
and do half as well myself here.
And I've enjoyed it.
Wonderful. John, I assume you're not still working in the mill.
No, I graduated from the mill because we need some salt and pepper in here.
Salt and pepper.
There you go.
We got it.
What is your, how do you entertain yourself during the day, John?
Myself, when I'm working, I practice law as an elder law attorney, working with Maine seniors throughout the state,
Throughout the state, so,
Yeah.
but you're based in Waterville.
based in Waterville.
John is also president of the,
Maine Association of Area Agencies on Aging.
and he's a real spokesman for elderly issues. Even though he looks about 39, he's
Thank you, cuz.
But this is not all you guys are doing or have done. Mama Baldacci's was a familiar
Yes.
restaurant name during John Baldacci's term as governor. So,
Yeah.
is the restaurant still going?
No, unfortunately, we had to close it when my brother Paul passed away at a very young age. The restaurant was started in 1933.
Wow.
So we've been in business in the Bangor area, and we had a restaurant in Skowhegan as well. It was a tough decision to close it. It really was. Very emotional.
That kind of heritage.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it really was. So,
Okay. So, got to interrupt you, Rob.
No,
John,
you
what
go
are you
ahead.
doing? What are you doing there?
So I'm taking the raw hamburg that has not been cooked, of course, and then I've mixed it with the bulgur wheat, the number 2 bulgur wheat that's been soaking, along with a pureed onion with some salt and pepper.
yep.
And I'm lining the bottom of a baking dish. What is this, like 8.5 by 13 baking
Yeah,
dish?
that's about right.
Okay,
Get my
so
tape
that's
measure if you want.
that's one layer. And then we're going to put the stuffing, the hashwi, which is the flavor. That's the flavorful stuff.
So you're putting cooked hamburg and other stuff
Yeah.
on the raw
Uh-huh.
hamburg.
And it gives it an incredible, incredible flavor.
Using this as stuffing, are you going to add more on top? So this
Yes,
is the,
yes,
this is the middle.
yes,
This is your
this is the
Oreo
middle.
sandwich.
Right,
Yeah.
right. This is the stuffing with the pine nuts and the allspice and the cinnamon and the chopped onions, and that's the
It
stuffing.
smells terrific. I can tell you right now.
That's the stuffing.
So Rob, what are you doing over here?
Well, just dicing the tomatoes, and we've also diced some vegetables for the tabbouleh, which we'll put together shortly.
And then we're going to do another layer.
So we got 4 things going here. Are they all going to come in? One goes a little ahead, one waits, and then the next one goes further ahead.
Cousin, how would you?
Well, this is going to go in the oven, and then we're going to do some hummus that we can enjoy.
Excellent. But you got a rolling pin going
and
over
we
here.
have, and at what point should we start the za'atar, cousin?
So lift it up again.
The za'atar,
We have
can
just
start-
some dough.
Special dough, I mean just a pizza
Just
dough?
regular.
Or,
Well, our grandmothers, my grandmother would make a special dough recipe, but in the interest of time, the pizza dough works just as
did
well.
you learn to fling it around in
Oh,
the
yes.
air like that?
Oh, yes.
Don't do that in my house.
No, this is an expensive kitchen, and we won't do that. But this is the same
All
kind of
right, all right,
technique
now I
that
see,
you.
now I see.
Yeah, right.
All right.
When you're ready, cousin.
Okay.
So you guys told me that you worked in the restaurant. Put your time in.
I worked with the family business. In fact, I did a show on some of the recipes that we used to feature at Mama Baldacci's
This is another
community
show.
kitchen show.
Great.
That's correct.
So you're a veteran.
I'm a veteran, but my cousin has really working at the feet of his mother, who stood about a little under 5 feet tall, but she raised John and his siblings pretty much on her own.
You can't say she's under 5 feet tall. She'd be here telling you she's 5 feet tall. Then she'd give you a diddy.
Which is a spanking.
A
on
diddy
your- on
is a
your bottom.
spanking.
The old world discipline system.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Indeed.
That's
so,
right.
So when your family came here, mill work was one of the ways you survived as a community. Did you get into food early on as Lebanese families or not?
Absolutely. I mean,
Well, in the Waterville community, where there was like 25, 35 families, we had our own school, as I said, we had our own church, and then we had a Lebanese bakery.
And there's still a Lebanese bakery in Waterville, and
Yeah.
and there are a number of families. I mean, the heritage is pretty strong in Waterville. I think it's about the only community in Maine with that concentration
Yes. Yeah.
of Lebanese. Is that good?
Okay, yes, good.
Now you're going to put some olive oil.
Yeah, so what we have here is we have the top layer of the raw kibbe, and then we're going to do the diamonds in it. We're going to cut the diamonds in it. Maybe like a butter knife, like a butter knife.
Yeah, sure.
Because that's the way you're ultimately going to cut it.
Yeah.
You're going to cut it in in these diamond shapes, but in the meantime, you're going to drizzle olive oil
And
on
we use
top
extra virgin.
of it, yes.
It's actually good for you.
It is, it really is. So we do the diagonal cuts.
So that's what it's going to look like
Oh,
going into
the
the oven
diamond.
at 400 degrees for about 45 minutes. And what I have there is I have, well, we have about 2.5 pounds of Hamburg. We did a half pound in the hushwi with the pine nuts and the salt and the pepper and the cinnamon and the allspice. And you got to give it a good amount of cinnamon and allspice because that's what makes the flavor.
Right.
Wonderful.
And then we
Well,
took the other 2 pounds and we mixed it with the cracked bulgur wheat, number 2, and then we had an onion pureed, and that's what we got. Cousin.
all right, and the diamonds, it's very appropriate, the second week of the baseball season.
That's right.
Go Red Sox.
Maybe.
So here we're getting the dough ready to do za'atar. And za'atar is a spice. Anise. Let's see, what else is in it, cousin? Anise,
Allspice,
Allspice.
sesame.
sesame.
Yeah.
That's the, and it looks like
You
this
can buy
in,
it,
in the dry form.
And you can buy it at several of these Middle Eastern stores here,
And
Whole Foods.
we're going to turn it. We're going to add oil and some lemon, and that's going to give us more of a gravy type mix out of this.
So Rob, you bring
Yeah,
up
we'll put it on it.
bring up a point. Are you able to just in the way you live and eat, the way you eat? Are you able to get whatever you want in Portland stores?
Yes, yes, yeah, no problem at all. No problem at all, right, John?
Absolutely. So the hummus is a can of chickpeas in the blender with a little bit of the juice, and you'll know how much juice to add as you blend it, and then 2 or 3 good size garlic cloves, and let's see, some tahini, which is this. You can get all of this at the grocery store.
Yep.
I'm going to do 3 tablespoons. 1, 2,
What is tahini?
tahini.
It's a blend of chickpeas, literally.
And then we squeezed a fresh lemon. We take the lemon juice from a fresh lemon, and that's going to go in. And then go ahead, cousin. Start her up, and we'll see what it looks like. And then here's more of the chickpea juices here. Salt. Is that? Let me see. Okay, take it right up. Pick it up. Yeah, use more of this. Turn it right off. I think your mother didn't see you do that.
What do you
Take
reach
the
right
top
in there?
of the blender off without turning it off. That's all right. I won't tell her. I won't tell her.
Thank God.
Try that.
All
See
right,
what
go
that
ahead.
does. You're gonna need some salt though. Let me get some salt in there.
That's a lot of salt.
That's a lot of salt.
All right, go ahead. What's what it called for? That's my mother's recipe.
Okay.
1 teaspoon.
That's why it tastes
Yeah,
so
but
good.
she's dead, so we know not to eat all that much salt. Trying to
Stop
give
it.
a test or what?
Yeah, all right, let's give it a test. Give it a test. Oh,
Yeah.
that's good.
Oh yeah, looks good.
Very good. Very good, cousin. All right,
Pass the test.
All right. All right.
very good. And then, let's see. The za'atar is
We haven't
easy.
got time for let's see. Come on.
The za'atar is,
Thought you guys
where
were
did
good
the
at
za'atar go? Oh, I put it over here.
That's the hummus. Boy, does that look good.
Oh, that looks wonderful. Ooh, yes.
And then,
All right, let's do
and
the
then on the
za'atar.
hummus, we'll put a little bit of that, like
Yep.
that.
Nice.
Nice coloring on that.
Yeah.
The za'atar. In
Right
that
here.
bowl right there?
Yep.
That bowl right there.
And again, you can buy this at Whole Foods, or it's just a
Hannaford's
grater.
has got a lot of
Hannaford,
stuff like that, yeah.
olive oil,
Olive oil.
your lemon.
because we got something to mix it around with.
Yeah. Use my finger.
Go ahead if you want.
Yeah, that's
go
what
ahead.
Situ used to do.
Okay.
Who is that you mentioned, Rob?
Situ, my grandmother.
Ah, that's a Lebanese
Little
term?
That is, yes,
Okay.
yes it is. Yeah. Little more of this. We need some lemon juice.
Yep.
And then the best time to have this is when, cousin? It's in
See, I
the,
have it in the morning for
with
breakfast.
a cup of
With
coffee.
A cup of coffee.
I have an 8-year-old boy. Teddy is his name.
Try that.
First thing he asks for every morning is zata. Daddy, can you make some zata?
Excellent.
So then this goes on like this, correct?
And I have 2 children. Yes, I have 2 grandchildren. Well, all my children love it. Yes, and now he's going to spread it there.
Ooh, that looks good.
It is good. It is good, and it's good hot. It's good cold. All right, we're going to bake this.
So almost.
We're going to need to put that in the oven.
Okay, same oven, same temperature?
Same oven, same temp. What?
Actually, 325 on that.
Oh, so what do you want me to do?
I was going to wait until that comes out. How's that looking? Cooking up all right?
It's cooking up.
It looks great.
All right, so leave it there, and we're going to get in now to the tabbouleh.
Now we need a big bowl for the tabbouleh. This is,
Yeah?
yep. Why don't we use that?
Okay. This, I remember going to Cousin Rob's house in Bangor, and my Aunt Rose making her tabbouleh, and it was just fantastic, cousin. I remember eating it.
Yep.
And they had that big Maruk bread,
Yeah,
the
right.
big flat bread.
Great big flat.
Yeah, right. She always had that.
But it was named after your grandmother, but your dad was the main cook at the restaurant?
Dad was.
Yeah,
Mama
your
Baldacci's.
dad.
My dad was, and his mother, who we called Aunt Nana, and so on my mother's side, it was she was the Lebanese influence in our family. So every once in a while, Dad and Mom would try to introduce a Lebanese delicacy into the menu that we had at the restaurant. All right, tabbouleh.
All right, so with the tabbouleh, what we have is we have fine chopped tomatoes.
Plum tomatoes, if you
Plum
can.
tomatoes, yeah. And then we have finely chopped flat.
Oh, I thought you were saying finally.
Flat
reflecting on
parsley.
his speed
Yeah,
of
right.
preparation. No, it's finally. All right.
Finely chopped parsley.
Right, the flat, not the curly. And then we have the lemon from two fresh lemons. So we have the juice from 2 fresh lemons.
Yep.
And then we have a bunch of scallion, chopped fine as well.
Good stuff.
And then we're going to do salt and pepper, and we're going to do some oil
And the
and the
crack-
bulgur wheat here.
the number 1.
Yes, the number 1 bulgur wheat.
All right.
So let's
That's
see.
the finer or the coarser? Number
Fine.
1. That's the finer. Okay.
So let's see. Let's take this and just kind of move it aside like that, and then, cousin, we're going to go ahead, put the lemon juice in.
Lemon juice, 2 lemons,
Yeah. And then a half a cup of olive oil.
half a cup of olive oil.
Yeah.
Measure like I do.
Yeah.
Just enough and not too much.
And then go ahead with your scallions. Go ahead with your parsley.
Scallions right here.
Yeah. Parsley.
That's looking awful healthy
Oh,
so
it's
far.
going to be very good.
And
then this we
then
squeeze.
go ahead, squeeze and put in there and give it, a fair amount, but
And this has been setting
half an hour.
about a half an hour. Squeeze the water out of it, put it in, and we're going to mix it up.
See what it looks like for consistency.
Yeah, go right ahead, John.
And let's see, and then we're going to do some mint. Oh yeah, that looks good.
Oh yeah, it looks great. You have some mint?
Yeah, go ahead, give it another one.
Yeah, that's about it.
Okay.
Tip it up so we can see on the
Okay,
camera.
so-
Oh, yeah. Oh, look, the green
So-
is just...
It's all right in there, the parsley, the onion, the tomato, the cracked wheat. And now we're going to add a little flavor. We're going to add some dry mint. Mint leaves that you can grow right in your own garden. and dry it.
Well, you got to have that with the Kentucky Derby coming up. You've got to be ready for the mint juleps. You know.
That's right.
That right there would be about it. He was right.
Mix that up.
All right, we're gonna mix that up.
Do you
then
salt
some
and pepper?
and pepper.
Right. Say when. Good?
Okay, good.
A little more
All right,
from
good.
mother.
All right, there you go.
So,
Please, taste test
oh
for
boy.
us. Using that Lebanese fork, which is our
Check me.
bread.
Okay.
Look at that. He's got quite a handful there, cousin.
Try it, cousin, try it.
All right.
Huh? Our mothers would be proud of us.
yeah.
They would be
Our
proud.
mothers would be proud
Yes,
of
they
us.
So-
would.
On that note, everything's prepared, right?
Yes.
So let's finish up here and clean up a little bit and we'll all meet together at the table.
Excellent.
I'll enjoy
Okay.
this
Thank you.
creation.
Thank
Okay.
So, John Nale and Rob Baldacci, this has been a delightful experience for me this afternoon, and the fun is really going to ramp up here in about 15 seconds when I dig into everything. I've had a bite of the Zarka? Zarka. And so this is, once again, Roger Burle for my favorite Greater Portland television station, CTN5, our community television network. So, once more the toast, John?
Yeah.